dearest body, you can trust the soul. You can trust high guidance. You can trust soul longings. You can trust these soul callings. You can trust, you can follow them. You can take action upon them. Feeling like today is going to be a weaving of conversation, a little bit of dropping in, like a little bit of practice, weaving conversation, a little bit of practice, weaving conversation, a little bit of practice. So kind of be prepared for that. Whatever you need to do to set up your space for that, like shut off distractions or close shades or shut your door in case you start making wild noises. Who knows? Or, feel free to always come back and watch the replay. Stays in our group for a week. And then part of this will become next week's podcast as well. Not the whole thing, but just a portion of it. Okay. So moving into a practice now. So if you were to really sink into these times, like really sink into it. So feeling into any bits of you that are resisting the present moment, that are resisting the present energy. This is a huge practice and a practice that you could do every day of your life. Feeling into, okay, this moment is perfect. This moment is perfectly designed. It might be feeling hellacious in ways, or challenging or emotional or intense or whatever it might be feeling, but feeling into underneath that or above that or around that or impregnating that is divinely orchestrated perfection. Divinely orchestrated perfection. And let that divinely orchestrated perfection, that wisdom of everything is divinely orchestrated perfection, let that move through the whole of your being. You almost like let it permeate you, let it penetrate into your being, not just touch you, not just mentalize it, right? This is fully allowing it to move into your energy centers, into your body, into your bones. Into your bones. This is the embodiment of knowledge. It's gnosis. It's knowing it, not just from a mental space. I know it in my bones. And so just sinking into that just for a moment of fuck, it's perfect. Fuck. The fact that my relationship is totally on the fritz is perfect. Fuck. All of this chaos that's happening in my country is fucking perfect. I'm not saying we're moving beyond good and bad, right and wrong. We're way out of that. This is soul work. So if you're starting to get in the grungy bits, get out of there. Get higher. This is a soul circle. We are doing soul work, right? And so just every time you start to drop into right, wrong, good, bad, you move up. You move beyond that. That's dualistic thinking. That's low-level thinking. Good, bad, right, and wrong from a divine level does not even exist. It's not even a reality. It's a human construct. It's a what's right in my culture is certainly not right in someone else's culture. Burping at the dinner table in my culture is not right. Burping at the dinner table in another country's culture is right. Can you see that? So right and wrong, how do we even determine that? So letting that go, and just really feeling into, I love this, Joe, we were made for these times. We wouldn't be here. Our souls wouldn't have incarnated at this time if we weren't meant to be here. It sucks, doesn't it? I know. And I also know like so many of us and so many of even my close friends talk about this checkout point, like, hey man, have you found the exit out of this shit yet? Like, where is that door? Like, what did we sign up for? Come on. And you can feel how and I don't say this in a bad way, how egoic that is, like how little self that is. And honoring little self, it's both and, right? It's both our spirit selves, our higher selves, and our humanity. So loving both. We can love the part of us that's, I always kind of call it like a tantrum, like the part of me that's just like having a little, like, I also call it penguin flapping. So there's a friend of mine who, it's like when we're having a childlike tantrum or a little egoic, like a little self tantrum. It's always just like, oh, I'm just penguin flapping. Meh, I don't want to be here. Meh. And some of us will also talk about it like, so I must not have read the fine print in my soul contract. Like, yeah, I was coming in, you know, as I was coming to incarnate into this body, into this life, into this moment in time. I fucking didn't read the back page. Like, I didn't read the fine print on that thing. I should have taken a moment and read the whole contract. I have messed this thing up. So all of those jokes and just honoring that, like, let's honor that. Let's honor our little selves. Let's honor all of this like questioning of like, WTF am I doing here? Why the hell? What the, get me out of here, all of that. Like, let's honor that. Let's shine a light on that. Let's let that part of ourselves just come up with, so we have penguin flapping, right? Totally. So let's just really like almost sometimes like let yourself have it, you know, like let yourself have it. And so if I was going to say like 5 practices, here's practice 1. Hopefully we get to 5. I say 5 and I don't have like a list of 5 in my head because, as you know, we just flow and move. But I would say one practice is, instead of always mentalizing something and going, okay, now I know it's perfect. I know it's perfect. And many of us know that. We know that intellectually. Some of us know it gnosisly. Gnosisly, there's another new word. From an embodied standpoint, from like, we know it in our bones, that deep wisdom place. We know it's perfect. But there's still a part of us that's me. And so sometimes just giving that part some space and a bit of a voice, you know, talking to a friend and penguin flapping the fuck out of it, or bringing some light to it, like, must have not read the soul contract, or however we do that can be very powerful and releases some of that resistance. So it releases some of the resistance, even the unconscious resistance that we have to these times, or this moment in time, or shit being really challenging, or things being really transformational, or being super uncomfortable in yourself. Like super uncomfortable. I know some of us are in extraordinarily uncomfortable times. Like, it is uncomfortable just looking at the news. It is uncomfortable breathing air. It is uncomfortable being in the collective energy that we're in. It's fucking uncomfortable. It's like anxiety constantly. It's just like a constant hum of anxiety in our bodies. And these things like this can really help to move us to a place of authentically embodying and authentically just like, so here's another practice that we can do. So weaving words with practice. So here's another practice. This is like an embodied practice, and you can let your whole body get involved in this, right? So mind is like one tiny little element that will take us into deeper places within self, that will walk us through this awakening path. Tiny little aspect, like 1/10 of the whole thing, maybe 1/5, I don't know. It messes most things up. But if you let your body get involved, your breath get involved, like your energy centers get involved, and you just like relax into perfection. And even if it's sort of like fake it till you make it, I know that sounds super crappy and it ugh. But just get rid of the thought of it being super crappy and just like fake it until you make, like, physically do it. Breathe, move your body, or visualize your body, or sound like, oh, I'm just falling into perfection. I'm just falling into perfection. I'm just relaxing into perfection. I'm sinking into it. I'm opening up to it. I'm sinking into the perfection of this moment. And that in alone, maybe that can be practice number 2. We might get to 10 practices if I just keep naming almost everything as a practice today. But you sink in, and then as you're sinking in to everything in your life is perfect. I know there's a couple in your head that are going like, okay, this is cool, Sabrina. Get what you're saying. I like it. However, the fact that blah, 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 and fill in the blank, here's a great one. I love it. I know we are always like holding like the torch of truth to ourselves. I'm always inviting us to be so radically honest with ourselves. But here's an invitation to fill in the blank. So if you want to leave a comment, please do. They help us all out because your comment might open up something in another woman. So you say, oh, this is where I can feel the perfection of everything except this thing. Because this cannot be perfect. Like this situation going on in my life, this thing happening in my life, it's not perfect. I'll put myself on the spotlight first around this one. So some of you know who've been hanging out in past lives or are in Inner Circle or in other spaces in rewilding, you'll know that I'm back home with my family. This is my mom's house. This is the house that I grew up in as a teenager. There is no Wi-Fi here or very limited crappy Wi-Fi here. So I'm bouncing all over the place, filming in different houses. And I'll call myself out. When I got here, I was going, I've messed something up, right? Like, Julie, I love that. My place I live, I need space. My relationship with my mother, Danielle, I love it. I love our radical honesty, women. And so for those of us who are here live or watching later, doesn't matter, but just feeling into which ones are hitting you and being okay to doubt. You know, this isn't about pretending like we're transcendent of everything. Like, let's just be real. Like, I'm doubting the divine plan around this thing. I'm seriously doubting the divine matrix, the perfection around this. Like, this cannot be perfect. No, it cannot be perfect. And then no judging it. So don't let the mind get in there because the mind will just take it and run, right? And so it's just like, fill in the blank, whatever it is. And I'm going to read these off and maybe they'll spark something. I'm going to read some of them off. Maybe they'll spark something. Maybe they'll open something in you. Ex-controlling childish power games, my relationship with my mom, financial abundance, picking myself apart as a mother while I pick apart my own mother, still being alone, as in without my divine partner, my relationship shift into polyamory and all the unknowns, my relationship with my sexuality, my still festering sister wound with my biological sister, questioning my authenticity. I have guilt about doubting the plan. I'm struggling a lot and trying not to judge it. My privilege in being able to be in this circle right now while others die in the streets. My bank account and the deep sadness. I think me being stuck sometimes is not perfect. Living next to my family, financial struggle. Oh, women! How good is this? All right. Now I can feel that there's lots of questions bubbling up, that the minds are probably going crazy, and there's lots of stuff happening. Lots of stuff happening. And it will be very, very different for all of us. But in this, like just sinking into perfection, so steps so far, we sunk into perfection. We just relaxed right into it, went, okay, all right, everything is perfect. So everything is perfect. Gosh, it's so wild because I'm trying to find our door. So I'm trying to find our door to bring us into this next little space. It's like a little trap door that we have to like get on our hands and knees and like crawl through with a flashlight. That's how this door feels to me. Let me just feel for the handle. Just give me the handle. Okay, so now steady your mind. Okay, so no more thinking. No more thinking. We're going to get ourselves in trouble if we keep thinking. So no more thinking. Breathe your heart. Like just drop into heart. So bring all of the energy, because we've just been thinking and we've been going, okay, where am I not trusting? Where does it not feel right? Where am I out of alignment? Where am I, right? Can you feel all of our focus has gone here and it's all stuck right here? So now shift wherever your focus is at. It might not be out into the right side of your head like it is for me when I feel into where we are as a collective group. Wherever that energy is at for you, just bring it into your heart. You don't even have to know where the energy was at, but just come to your heart. So all of us in this moment, come to heart space. Come to heart space, 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 come back into the body, 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 come back into the heart, back into the heart, back into the heart, back into the heart. Everything comes into the heart, everything comes into the heart, everything comes into the heart. Breathe into the heart, move into the heart, sound into the heart, open up the heart, just everything into the heart, everything into the heart. And you might start to feel the heart starts to expand, or it starts to feel heavy, or you might start to feel sensations, or it starts beating faster, but just into the heart, 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 into the heart. Okay, now check for any places that are not in the heart, any bits of energy that are not in the heart. And then from this heart space, feeling into I'm in the heart in this present moment. So I'm in my heart and I'm in this present moment. Nothing before this exists. Nothing. Nothing. Nothing before this exists. Nothing before this moment exists. It's gone. It's done with. It's over. Nothing before this exists. We have no power back there. We have no power back there. We have no ability to make decisions back there. We cannot create back there. There is nothing back there. It does not exist. Whatever decision you made to bring you into this present moment, it's gone. It's long gone. That decision to get into the relationship, that decision to live next door to your mom, that decision to blah, 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 those are gone. It's totally gone. And all we have right now is this moment. This is where our power is at. This is where we create from. This is where we are present. This is where we are embodied. This is where we connect with soul, with higher self, with truth. This is where we create from. We create from this place, this place. This is where we have the most power we will ever have. This is where we have this place. Can you feel that? This is practice number 3, by the way. Third step. Third step. I don't remember steps 1 and 2, but this is number 3. I know that we're on 3. So right here, right here. So this moment is perfect. This moment is perfect. Now, the moment you start making decisions, you're going to fuck up. Right? We're going to fall from the graces. We're going to la, la, la. So, wow, this is so wild to bring words to this. Okay, I would love to just open a space now for us to share comments, anything. Michelle, I love this. Powerful teaching, I feel this. I just felt the shift in my energy this moment. Love your words. Michelle, thank you so much for bringing words to sometimes the unwordless, the non-wordless, the places where I can't translate things into. Jane, rawness. Perfect. So don't think about going forward yet. Don't think about decisions you need to make. Don't think about getting out. Don't think about making changes. Don't think about what's next. No thinking about what's next yet. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. We're just not there. So just being right here and like words from this place. This is a magical place and it's a powerful place. And the more words that we can share around this place, I think the more that it will help anchor it in for both the word sharer and the word witnesser. So I'm going to read these and just let it sink in. So stay in this space, right? You are staying in this space, staying in that heart space, staying in the present moment. It's almost like this column of right here, right now. I am in the most power that I will ever have. I am so fucking present. So just staying in that space as I read these words and you can keep sharing more words, or you can journal, or you can just meditate, or you can close your eyes as I read some of these words and just allow it to hit you, or to touch you, or to open you, or to awaken you, or to take you wherever it's going to take you. So this is us kind of moving into another practice, not practice 4, but a practice nonetheless. So staying in that space, I'm going to read these words. Present, love for life, naked. I feel lifetimes of injustice, while my heart feels like a loaded cocoon, sanctuary, energy and wisdom from the heart. You have no power back there. I needed that reminder. So grateful to sit with you wonderful women. Emotional, tears of joy to my eyes. I don't want to think, ever. So much space in the nothingness, space in between, heavy heart, full, healing energy, the infinite power of now. Childlike, infinity. I feel guilt for enjoying the present moment and not beating myself up over the past. Amazing. Then distraction. A buzzy sort of peace, utter grief, simple, grounded peace. It really allows me to honor myself and love unconditionally. Connected, trust, innocent. Heart in the now and now in the heart. Love, the power of life. There's a reluctance to accept the power of this moment as if I'm not allowed. Connected, holding, honoring. George Floyd letting the grief flow. Grateful, struggling. Power is letting go. Locked and loaded. I feel like I am a light. Okay. Whole. So, feeling from this place, Cindy, I love that, letting love through. It slows down time a bit to be here. Loved. Letting life unfold. It's like watching the morning sunrise come up over a mountain, being still with permission not to make a movement. Soul. My brain is on fire. Thank you for the recentering. Existence, perfection. So sitting with the heart for a minute. So just staying in this space, and sitting with the heart for a minute. Just sitting with the heart for a minute. All right, we're gonna go into another practice. Okay. I didn't know we were gonna do practices in this live, or this many, or go this far into soul work on this live. Looks like we are, though. So bringing your body into a position where you can have a very straight spine. You might want to stand for this. You might want to shift your seated position that you want. Chest open, so shoulders maybe roll back a little bit. If you're standing, your tailbone might tuck under a little bit. Your chin might tuck down, your neck might go back, but what you're feeling for is very straight line from your crown, so the top of your head. So you just kind of feel, okay, crown. And if you were going to move your body to get into position that would allow soul light to transcend down through your crown and drop into your heart, what position would you get into? So how would you shift or readjust to create the widest channel for the most amount of soul light, which is your own soul light, your divinity, your high self spirit, your guidance, your wisdom, the heights of your being, to drop down through the top of your head and drop down into heart. So just kind of making adjustments. They don't have to be big. They might just be subtle. They might be unseen adjustments. They might not be physical adjustments. They might be a breath adjustment. You might visualize just something tweaking in the back of your head. Sometimes something shifts here. Sometimes something shifts in your third eye, like you think about those pituitary glands and you think about the eye of Horus and all of these magical little bits in our head, and you don't need to know anything about these. Our body wisdom knows this. Our bodies know this. We just set that intention. We just hold that intention like, I'm opening up soul channel. I'm opening up my own soul's channel. I am intentionally inviting my higher self in, my soul in, my soul in, and I'm inviting it to drop in, to drop in, to drop in, to drop down through the crown, down through the crown, down through the crown, down through the crown, and coming into the heart. So you can almost feel heart, maybe higher heart. Higher heart can be considered the higher seat of the soul or the upper seat of the soul. So just feel in this moment, like what's activating? Is my heart activated? Is my higher heart activated? And you might not know which one, it doesn't matter, but find a point in the chest that's feeling like it's activated. And let it be activated. Let it become like the soul pump. Let it become that which magnetizes, draws in, and attracts in your soul, your high self spirit, right? All of that which is right above you. It's soul. It's your soul. It's you inviting more of your soul into embodiment, into this body, into this being, into this time. And just inviting it down, down, down into the heart and letting the heart do its job. Our hearts know this. They sometimes just need a little cheering on. They sometimes just need a little invitation like, hey, now's the time. Like, now's the time. And letting it be activated, letting it be activated, letting it do its job. It's just like turning a light switch on. It knows this. It knows this. It knows how to call soul in. It knows how to call soul in. And just letting it call soul in, letting it call higher self in, letting it draw it down, 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 draw it down. Into our hearts, into our bodies, into our beings. Now, soul, activated heart, soul activates desires. Soul activates your desires. Soul lights up your heart's longings. So they become soul longings. They become soul desires, which ultimately lead to soul creations, which lead to decisions made from soul. Decisions made from soul. Decisions led by soul. Movement, path forward, step forward on your path comes from alignment with soul, alignment with your high self. So just feeling into that for a moment, and then imagining, just feeling, what would life be like if I were to live from this place, if I were going to let this lead my life, this lead my life. This is perfection embodied. This is divine perfection matrix embodied, flooding my heart, flooding my desires, flooding my choices, flooding my decisions, flooding my movements, flooding my system, flooding me, floods me. Divine perfection. My soul floods my body, floods my body, and it moves me forward. It moves me. It guides me. It leads me. I live from here. I choose from here. I create from here. I move forward in my life from here. Now, for those of you who are called to work the grid, who are called to work beyond self, who are called to work the grid, it's just the word I use it, who are called to love the collective. If you're called to do that in this moment, now is the moment when you can expand this out into the good of the all of everything. You can expand this out into the good, the all of everything. You can invite the soul of the world in. You can invite the soul of America in. You can invite that to lead the way. You can invite that high self spirit in your own community, your own country, your own family. You can invite that into the world. You can invite that into the all of everything, into the cosmos, into the galaxy, into whatever, however you feel in this moment, to work the grid, to work the grid, to work the grid, to work beyond self. To work beyond self. And you may or may not feel called to work beyond self, and trusting exactly where you're at with that. If you're not called to do that, stay with self. But in this moment, if you're called to work the grid, and however you're called to work the grid, invite soul in for other, for something outside of self, for the world, for the planet, for the country, for Mother Nature, for something outside of self. Whatever you're called to, whatever you're called to. This is this is like love in action. This is like love in action. This is soul activation beyond self, beyond self, beyond self, beyond self. Michelle, thank you for that gift, woman. I will take my bowls out on my back porch and play them as spirit sends healing frequency out. Woman, thank you. I have tears in my eyes from that. I can feel that. Can feel just the whole of our circle. Can feel the working of the grid. And whenever we work the grid in whatever space or circle within ReWilding, it brings tears to my eyes every time, and just an enormous amount of love. And this this deep knowing of what's possible, of what is really possible in the unseen realms and what it is that we're doing that goes way beyond just ourselves, way beyond just our own physical lives, our own self-absorbed things that we can see, and to just feel like what's possible when we gather in this way, what's possible when two or more gather in my name, like that. When we do this, when we open that channel, when we pour it out, when we go beyond just self, when we go beyond ourselves and our little ego's desires and the little things in life, and what's possible in that. And what that will do, not just in the unseen realms. It's not just in the unseen realms. The seen realms follow the unseen realms. The physical follows the energetic. And so trusting in that, in the physical following the unseen, physical following the energetic. Just deep gratitude for you women, deep gratitude for this space, for this circle, for the fact that we're doing things like this in a space like this, in an online community like this. It's like extraordinary to me. It is extraordinary to me. Yeah. All right, I love us. I love our circle, and I love this space. Working the grid is very much a soul, I don't know what it is, a soul calling for me personally. So it is, while it's totally impersonal, it's also totally personal, the both and pieces. And that was a really huge gift. Like, that was a gift on a really deep level, like a soul gift. It wasn't like, getting a new car gift. It was a soul gift. And they always get me so deeply when they happen. And I have to say, this is the first time that this has happened in our public rewilding group like this, on a live like this, and to be going out, probably this portion, I'm guessing, will be part of the podcast, and for it to be shared like that, that scares me. I'm just reading your comments. Oh, you women are just so amazing. Following the energy, thank you, love you, so much gratitude, love, 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 love. Just as each of us is held by the Divine Mother in sacred space, so too can we hold sacred spaces for others. Yes, Laura, that's it. This is part of the feminine gift. Like, this is part of the divine feminine gift. This is part of what we know how to do here in England following this. Thank you so much. Crying and laughing all at once. It's all happening. We love you so much, and thank you for your wisdom and vulnerability. Really, thank you. Love your share. Inspired. Love you, women. I'm perfect. Crying and laughing at the same time. Dancing and healing through my body as it works the soul grid. Can feel that gift again. Thank you for that reminder, Rebecca. I feel you and I see you, sister. Oh, so I would love to bring this, if it's possible. No, it is. I could feel it. To bring this full circle. And I would love to do that by inviting each of us to now feel into this final aspect, which might be aspect 4 or 5. I don't know. Maybe we can just say we got to aspect 5. I feel like we did. This kind of final step. And it's this. So if we've moved the unseen And we've held from the unseen realm for each of us. So now this is bringing it personal, right? So this is us making it personal and impersonal. So for our own unique journeys, which our own unique journeys always influences the web of life, always works the grid. Our own evolution and our own awakening always influences, always supports the evolution of the grid. Always, always, always. It can't not be that. That is the web of life. That is the nature of reality. Always, always, always. So please don't ever feel like it's a selfish thing. Don't ever feel like it's a selfish thing. And so I'm saying that because I'm inviting us all to move back into self. So this is how we'll bring it back. So move back into self, back into that practice of coming from here, right? High self leading the way, soul self leading the way, and we energetically have done that. Now the final piece is to feel in our bodies our physicality. Our physicality. So, I mean, you might just touch your arms, you might touch your face or your head, like just start to connect in with your physicality. So just doing that by touching or visualizing or breathing, whatever drops you into your physicality. And I'm going to invite you to drop into your physicality all the way down into the basement of your being. So all the way down into the first chakra, all the way down, 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 all the way down. And then inviting our bodies, the whole of our body, inviting our physicality. So inviting our physicality, my muscles, my bones, my hips, inviting my physicality to follow soul. So my physicality comes into alignment with, it is not other than, it does not fight against. It falls in line to soul. It becomes the passenger to soul as the driver. And so just letting your physicality get on board. Just inviting the body to get on board. To get on board. And to let the body know it can trust the soul. So just tell it. Tell it. Body. Dearest body. You can trust the soul. You can trust high guidance. You can trust soul longings. You can trust these soul callings. You can trust, you can follow them. You can take action upon them. You can take action upon soul callings, soul longings, soul knowings. You can take action upon high guidance coming in. You can make decisions that support high guidance coming in. You can tangibly, physically create in this world from high guidance coming in. You can create from soul. And so just letting the body, and even if it's the heart, like I'm just reading this, Joanne, I love this comment, I feel my body detached. So just feel to what level can you stay with it? Can only your third eye stay with it? Can just to your neck stay with it, or your jaw, stay with it, or to your heart, stay with it, or to maybe your third chakra, stay with it, or to your second chakra, stay with it. Just trusting. Just this is also just know thyself. Know where the body is at. Now, this is a lifelong journey. This is a lifelong journey. This is one practice in honoring, trusting, living, creating from soul, which is a lifelong journey. So let's honor that. Let's honor exactly where we're at with this. For some of us, following soul will bring up extraordinary fear, will bring up all of the past lives when we were burnt at the stake for following soul, all of the things that we've lost or had to let go of when we've followed soul versus following social norms versus following what our loved ones asked us to do or told us to do. So this is lifelong learning how to follow soul, learning how to trust, lead, create from soul, live life from soul. And so just honoring exactly where we're at on this path, exactly where we're at on this path, exactly how this felt for you, exactly how deep this came in for you. And just really knowing that this is a practice that you could do every single day to build soul stamina, to bring soul deeper and deeper and deeper into embodiment, to bring it deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into the depths of our being, right? So that soul doesn't just like tap on the top of your head, right? Like tap, tap, tap. And we're like, nah, I don't think so. I'm more concerned about safety and security and tribal acceptance from my first chakra. I don't think so, right? So trusting that process. This is an embodiment process. This is the embodiment of our divinity. This is the feminine awakening path. It is part of the feminine awakening path. It is the embodiment of soul, right? You can see other paths that talk about soul versus spirit. Soul versus spirit. Soul is embodied. Soul is in life itself. Soul expresses through us versus spirit. Versus spirit. Let me go out to it. Let me move out of my body, out of life. Let me transcend. Let me come to you, spirit, right? Let me meditate myself up to the heights to come to you versus I'm going to invite you in. I'm going to invite you in all the way into the basement of my being. I'm going to invite you to radiate out through my body. I'm going to invite you to create in this world. I'm going to invite you to take action in this world. Soul-centered action. Soul-centered creation. I'm going to invite you to move through me, to flow through me, and to become physical, to become embodied, to become embodied. The embodiment of spirit, soul. Wow. Women, what a journey. What a journey. I would love for just the last 2 minutes that we have together to hear anything that you might feel to share, anything that we can witness for you, anything you feel to share about this practice, this particular circle, how you're feeling now. I can share with you that supports to this are, let me feel what supports would be. I'm sure we'll come up with some other podcasts that support this. I know this is not the first time it's definitely the first time we've done practices like this. So you won't find practices like this on previous podcasts, but there are definitely other podcasts. We'll find other things and we'll weave them into our Facebook group this week. Feeling more whole, what a gift. Beacon of aligned soul. Oh, women. But for those of you who might want to do more embodiment work, You might want to do more practice. So this was an example of like practice weaving in with words, practice weaving in with words. For those of you who might be called to do more practice, feel into the Mystic Workshop, feel into Medicine Woman Workshop, and feel into Dark Goddess Workshop. They're all online workshops on our website, rewildingforwomen.com. Click on online workshops and you'll see the 6 faces of the feminine. But I would say those 3. So Mystic really brings in the heights. That's kind of the mystic capacity of the 6 faces of the feminine. Dark Goddess would be for cleaning out lower chakras, helping us to embody more soul. Medicine Woman, I say her because Hecate is going to be conjunct this eclipse. So Hecate will be conjunct the moon for this eclipse coming up on June 5th. Medicine Woman stuff, that particular online exploration is really a lot about ancestral wounding, witch wounding, why we're scared to reclaim our power, why we might be unconsciously afraid of embodying soul. So lots of past life territory stuff, lots of ancestral absorbed DNA stuff, lots of unconscious unseen stuff about where we block ourselves without needing the heady stuff around it. So it's just this real deep, energetic, embodied exploration of just all practice. Our workshops, our retreats are our practice. It's practice. I don't talk like this. So if for those of you who might feel like, wow, I really would love some support to do more, those are just options for you. But would love to be with you in the Facebook group. So we'd love to kind of hold this theme very loosely in our Facebook group this week. So you're so welcome to bring in content that's related. Like, would love her to be related in some way to this. We'll be sharing lots of rewilding content in our Facebook group and kind of on our social media channels. But I think kind of the greatest discussions and the most intimate shares happen in our Facebook group. So very much invite you all to take part in that and to just weave your thread. Weave your thread. Weave your thread, just like we weave our threads here in Circle. Like, weave your thread in whatever way you feel to. If you feel to support rewilding, please share our group. If you know women who might get something out of this particular live, invite them in the next week into the Facebook group, or share with them the podcast link when it comes out. I think we're trying to get them out on Tuesdays. We're sort of working through a new little schedule. So if that feels right for you, yeah, I am just seeing a question. I know I said I was going to talk about Eris. I might leave that. I talked about Eris on our Instagram live. And I said I was going to talk about Eris a little bit, and we didn't go into Eris. We went into soul practice instead. We like transcended archetypes. So for those of you who really love archetypal work, there's a lower archetypal realm, an upper archetypal realm, there's an essences realm, and then there's a realm above that. And so we worked and we invited the realm that goes beyond the archetypes. So we went beyond lower archetypes, we went beyond upper archetypes. So like we went beyond Lilith, we went beyond Eris, we went beyond all of those, which they're great gifts and they're great door openers in a certain way. But we actually, in this group, in this particular live and in our practices and just in the space that we held, we actually went into a space that goes like higher than the archetypes. So we went above the archetypes, beyond the archetypal energies. And we should do something on that just to give a framework to the different states of consciousness, the different realms to work in, and the different gifts in each of those realms. So maybe we'll try to put some of that stuff together too. Yeah, okay. Beautiful and amazing women. It is such an honor and such a blessing to be here with you, and what we did together in this in this circle blows me away. It is amazing, and I will just leave you with just so much love, and I will see you where I see you, how I see you, and when I see you.